Covered calls versus cash secured puts. Which one is better for us as option sellers? In today's video, we're going to be comparing the results. And if you drop a comment down below on today's video, you're going to get my ebook called The Pin Risk, which is one of the biggest risks of running and selling options. If you want that, it's completely free. Drop a comment. I'll send it over to you. And while you're down there, I'd really appreciate you hitting that like, subscribe button. And of course, I hope you're having an absolutely God blessed day. Let's get right into today's video, guys, because this is a common question I often get is, Pete, which one should I be doing? Should I be doing covered calls, or should I be primarily focused on cash secured puts? Should I just be doing both, right? Now, in reality, let's be real, guys. Most of us as option sellers, we don't want to get assigned, right? Like, let's just cut right to the chase. Now, we're going to quickly talk about, because I know a lot of beginners tune in here. First of all, what is the difference between a cash secured put and a covered call? And then most importantly, what are the results from either one of those, and which one is quote unquote better, if not the other? Okay, so let's quickly just pick a stock. Here I am just on arkpicks.com, and we're just going to use Robinhood as an example. I'm really watching Robinhood right now for my own option selling strategies. Obviously, go do your own research on any of the stocks, but Robinhood is just set up super beautifully right now. I really like it. I believe in the fundamentals of the company, even though earnings weren't necessarily too strong. I do think that there is opportunity there. But next thing we obviously want to do is we want to first sell a cash secured put. Now, there's two really options you could do. Okay, you could, if you want to go do the covered call, you can. So you can also go do your cash secured put, but I'm going to quickly talk about both of those. Bear with me, okay? So right here, I am just on the options chain. I'm just going to go to Hood, okay? And I usually do like to show Robinhood here on the channel the most, guys. It's not my primary broker. I like Fidelity. I do have a lot of tutorial videos on Fidelity, but I know this is easier to look at, okay? That's why I do like Robinhood. And also now it's going to earn interest on cash secured put collateral, so that's really good. So we're here on the options chain. If we want to sell a cash secured put, the first thing we do is obviously we click sell a put. That means we want to buy 100 shares of Robinhood, and we select our date. We'll just go out a little over 30 days. We'll go March 20th on this example. As a beginner, I usually like to go 30 to 45 days out. That gives a lot of time for anything crazy that can happen, and I don't really sweat too much about it, okay? The time is an option seller's best friend, okay? So currently trading around $79. Let's say I love it at 70, all right? And again, we're not going to go into all the deltas and the Greeks right now because I want to get to the point of this video. So if I go do the 70s, right, that's about $10 off the current share price, which I don't mind. The bid-ask spread for the most part is fairly tight. We're collecting around $325 of premium. Let's quickly go toss this in as usual to our cash secured put calculator. As always, all of these calculators and trade log templates, all this goodness is free at the end of the Ark Options Workshop. Click the first link in the description if you want it. $325 premium. We're collecting $325 of premium. Now, this ain't free, baby, because we are taking risk, right? So how much risk? Well, we have to lock up $7,000 of our money. 70 times 100, right, is one options contract. Every options contract is 100 shares. I don't make the rules. I'm sure someday they'll get changed to get more of the degens in here. But let's go back to our CSP calculator. 7,000, right? $7,000 we are locking up for what is our expiration? 36 days. All right, we're locking it up for 36 days. We're locking up that collateral. So I'm going to put my 36 for my expiration date right there. And we have an absolutely insane premium return of 4.64%. How is that being calculated? Simply the 325 divided by 7,000 gives us a 4.64% return on our $7,000. Obviously, the more contracts you buy, the more contracts you sell, the more money and premium that you collect. Welcome to the world. Make more money. More money makes more money. That's how it is. But this is not without risk. This is a high risk play, meaning that there is a high chance of assignment. So there's two outcomes on the cash secured put. Let's say it's trading above 70 at the close on March 20th. Fantastic. You're not buying the shares. You get your money back, and now you're starting with, $7,325, which you're collecting this upfront anyway. All right. But the big risk is, let's say Hood just continues to decline. Let's say it sucks, right? It just keeps getting sold off, and it's trading at 65, 60 in 30 days. Well, guess what? You're buying it at 70. You're buying above. You're buying an asset now that is trading at 60, at 70s. This is why I say sell puts on companies you like. That is like literally the golden rule, simple caveman brain explanation. Do this on good quality companies that you believe in long term. That's why I love doing this on Dividend Kings, Champions, Aristocrats, yada yada. Okay, but we got our outcome. This is it. This is our trade. Okay, the cash secured put. These are the outcomes. You either are going to take assignment, or you are going to walk away with premium. But there's a big asterisk because selling puts is a lot more risky. Why? Well, let's say that you end up having to buy at 7,000. Well, but what if Robinhood is trading at 60? That means your assets really only value is $6,000. Even if you factor the premium 73.25, you're still down nearly $1,000, $700 about on your money. And what if you can't do covered calls? There's always more risk on the put side. There is a lot more risk on the put side. Let's talk about the covered call side, because the covered call doesn't mean the covered calls don't have their problem. And I'm just being fully transparent with you guys because you're going to be put in this situation as an option seller. You just got to be mentally prepared for this and understand the risks of a strategy like this, because there are risks. No matter what these YouTubers tell you that you're going to make $20K a month, right? They're ridiculous, all right? There are risks to this, okay? Nothing is free. Everything is priced into this market, okay? But here is the flip side, okay? The flip side is doing a covered call. Now, I'm just going to assume you don't own 100 shares of Robinhood and you just go out there right now in the market and buy 100 shares at $79. Let's just pretend you do that, okay? You went out there, you bought 100 shares of Robinhood, and now you've given $7,900 to the market, right? You've given $7,900 to the market. You've gotten 100 shares of Robinhood at a $79 cost basis. Let's go to our covered call calculator now, okay? So we're saying, right, our purchase strike price, our covered call is 79. That is our cost basis for 100 shares. $79 for 100 shares, all right? Cost basis, 7,900 total. Now we go to the options chain, and now instead of selling a put, we're selling a call. And let's just go use that same expiration date, right? Oops, let's go 30. We'll go 36 days out. Now with a call, we've already purchased an asset. We are holding an asset, right? Like real estate, and we want to collect a rent check from it. That's kind of how I look at covered calls. It's not the exact definition, but it kind of is. And it's easy to explain it to friends and family that way and get them excited to at least explore this investing strategy that I've come to love so much. So now we own 100 shares at 79. Cool. Now we could say, hey, you know what, market? I'm willing to sell these shares that I just bought for 79 for 85 if it's trading at 85 in 36 days from now. And the market's going to be like, cool. And a silly little options buyer will pay you about, between the bid and ask, let's just call it $410. We'll give you $410 of premium for taking that trade. Okay, let's go back to our covered call calculator, $410. $410 of premium. We're collecting $410 of premium. Our strike of the option is 85. 85. Premium return, 5%, over 5%. How am I getting that? $410 divided by $7,900. That is how I look at it. When I look at stocks, at least when I step into the market as an option seller, I try to be as emotionless as possible. These are assets. This is money that I'm trying to work as a business. I treat my option selling portfolio as a business. The purpose is to take a profit, and it's an asset that I want it to get to work for me, whether I'm selling it, collecting premium, whatever. Buy and hold, totally different story. Buy and hold is voo and chill, all right? So that's how I'm getting that. That's the premium divided by $7,900 for your 100 shares. Okay. Now our strike of the option is what we're willing to sell them for is 85. Our max profit potential is $600. Our total profit is $1,000 for a total potential return of just under 13%. Let's talk about the risks here though, because nothing is without risks here. Okay. First thing that can happen for you is, let's say 20th rolls around, trading below 85. Let's say it's been going sideways at 79. Let's say it's back to 6. It's dropped down to 60 because instead of taking the put, you took the 60s, right? Whatever. It's below 85. You don't sell your shares. You retain your asset that you have a cost basis of $79 on. You can factor in your premium and further lower your cost basis, by the way. You could a lot of people do that. They'll factor that $410 into their cost basis, so your shares are actually a way less cheaper, right, than $79 a share. I personally don't like to do that because I like to look at my asset as, here's my asset, here's my $7,900. How much money can I create from that asset, right? But there's nothing wrong with kind of trying to lower your cost basis to zero, which it's possible. It just, obviously will take a decent amount of time. But the second thing that can happen is, and this is the big risk of the covered call, is let's say Hood is trading at 90, 95, 100, right? On the 20th, you're on the hook to sell your shares at $85. So you have to be comfortable that this is your max profit potential. Now, there are strategies to rolling your positions, kicking that can down the road with a debit, hopefully with a credit if it's possible, usually not so much so, unless you're really bullish and you can make that up with your appreciation sale. So tell me, What do you think is the better one? Because in my opinion, the covered call is a lot better. It's a lot, quote unquote, safer. But there's one big thing that we're forgetting. What if we continue to drop here on a hood? What if hood and we went out and bought 100 shares at 79, right? And it dropped down to 65. Now we own 100 shares at 79. We're not even going to be able to do covered calls that's probably at 80 unless we go out multiple months, right? So how do we fix this? Because it's like there's both pros and cons that are kind of like, it's like a yin and yang, the covered call and the cash secured put. It really be like that, okay? So here is why I stress technicals. All right, this is where the technicals start to come into play, because a lot of people, at least in my life that I speak to, about this, and people in our community, they're busy. Like we got lives, like they have jobs, like they have kids, they have family, and that's cool. This is a great strategy for the busy professional, the busy person, right? But you still need to make this good decisions based on what what information you have in front of you, and this is where technical analysis comes into play. Okay, so when I go over here to my chart here, and here on arcpicks.com, I can see very clearly, right? Okay, so Robinhood's trading around 78 right now. Its 50-day moving average is 112, 200-day moving average of 105, 300-day moving average of $85. Okay, I'll go look at the chart. I'm at the bottom Bollinger Band, right? I'm at the lower band right here. Okay, now what does this all mean? Well, I'm at the lower band. Typically, historically, usually, no guarantees, unfortunately, in this life. We've bounced off that bottom Bollinger Band and seen some sort of recovery. We've usually seen some sort of buyers step in to kind of try and recover the stock a little bit. And we can see this over, the course of a year, right? We drop down below here in like the end of November when we dropped down towards our bottom Bollinger Band. Okay, buyer stepped in and look at the nice recovery we had. Now, again, indicators are a fugazi. This does not mean this is a guarantee. Nobody knows what a stock is going to do. But for example, here with Robinhood, just pre-earnings, right, dropped below and it saw a nice recovery back up. So how do we use this? Well, in me personally, what I do when I'm selling covered calls or cash secured puts is I wait for the ideal technical setup to decide for me whether I should just do a buy right or do a covered call. Okay, now typically buy rights, I don't really do that often because I'd rather be paid to maybe buy a stock. This was just for an example purposes today to show you if you own 100 shares of stock at a certain price, without skewing the premium calculators and showing an outrageous number. So in this case with Robinhood, right, I would personally, look at cash secured puts. Why? Because we're heavily oversold. We're 29 on the RSI. People are pouring out of it post earnings, right? There wasn't a great earnings, right? And trading below all its moving averages. This is where I would look for a cash secured put situation. And when we're trading upwards towards the top, that's where I'm looking for a covered call situation. Now, where would those covered calls come from? Well, those covered calls would hopefully come from when getting assigned towards your cash secured puts towards the bottom of the Bollinger Band, okay? And that's the yin and yang, at least that I personally take. Now, I also like to do this on Dividend Kings and Dividend Aristocrats because the worst case scenario for you in this situation is getting stuck holding a crappy stock. That's the biggest risk of this strategy, but at least you have an asset, right? In my opinion, at least you're not an options buyer that you literally just dump $500-600 and you paid $506 of premium to some options seller, and at least he's got a little bit of money and he's got an asset, while you literally just paid for a lottery ticket and you walk away with absolutely nothing. But think about it. If we can eliminate that risk by sticking to like ETFs, good quality companies, Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, the worst thing that can happen is what? Like, okay, we get stuck holding the stock. Okay, like for example, let's look at I think PG. PG was a couple plays I did this over the past few years, or very heavily over many years, but last year a decent amount. Look, it was getting beat. Look at this thing. Nobody cared. Nobody cared about this stock for the last 6 months until the last month. Look how many setups came up with this. Great dividend payer, a good quality company. Every single one of you watching has tons of these products in your house. This is the kind of crap I focus on. Not crap, but these are the kind of good quality companies that I focus on. Because look at this. Technically setup-wise, below all the key moving averages, kept hitting. Doesn't matter where you got assigned. Let's say you were doing here. Even if you never even got assigned, you would have been playing this bottom Bollinger Band. Here took a big drop. That was terrifying. That was fun selling puts during that early Christmas or December time. Recovered, close them out, sold them, all right, and then you ride the wave up. Now, of course, this is covered call time. Look at us, we blasted off. Now we can credit that to a lot of the sector rotation that we're seeing right now with a lot of the AI fears. But all these companies, right? If you just stick to good quality companies, like you should be okay. And I get into that a lot more in the Ark Options workshop. So click the link below. It's about 90 minutes long, and at the end of it, I give you my 2 premium calculators here, as well as my full trade log template. Again, click that first link in the description of today's video, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.